Hey everybody, Bungzy here with another ultralight review on ultralight backpacking. Today I have some important gear advice for you. It's a strategy I've adopted wholeheartedly and it's made the biggest improvement to my kit at pennies on the dollar. Shall we? We're talking about tailoring your gear. If you have the equipment and skill set to do it yourself, then great. If not, and I certainly don't, find yourself a good neighborhood tailor. By taking a blade to your gear, you can help your gear fit you better and perform better, and you can save some weight along the way. I'll give you some examples in just a minute, but whether it's gear or clothing, if it fits you better, it will perform better. Very few of us fit gear or clothing perfectly. It's too long, it's too short, it's too wide, it's too loose. These are all things that can be fixed. And realize we're not talking about how the gear or clothing looks. Again, gear or clothing that fits you better, they perform better. That might mean warmth, comfort, avoiding chafing, you name it. So let me give you a few examples to consider. Let's start with jackets. You never want a jacket to fit too small. It will compress or stretch out any baffling, which will decrease its warming factor. A snugger fitting jacket will also prevent you from layering, which is another problem. But what do you do if the next size up is too big? The good news is that there is an easy and cheap fix for oversized jackets. Here's my favorite trick. Jackets can be pretty complicated when it comes to the down or the fill layers. You got the inner layer, the outer layer, all kinds of components. So what I do is I only alter the exterior layer. I leave the insulating material and the liner as is. This is a very easy way to dial in the fit without reconstructing or compromising a jacket. Take for instance this Enlighten Equipment Torrid Apex jacket. The medium was just too snug and the large was pretty big, both of which will affect its warming strength and comfort. So I had my tailor take in just the outer shell along the existing seam. It looks just like it did before, but it fits me better now and it performs better. Another good example is pants. Too snug and they cause chafing, which is the worst. So size up if you need to and have the tailor alter them. They can and should reattach the original hem if it has any kind of cinching mechanism or stretch. They can also reinforce that seam with an extra row of stitches, if you can see that. Sticking with pants, I prefer joggers over hiking pants, and I also like to take the length from full cuff to an above the ankle length. I also taper them a bit at the ankle if need be. This all improves performance, it also saves you money, as tweaking an existing piece of clothing is much cheaper than replacing it because you decide over time that it just isn't quite right. I'll give you another example. I've even tailored my melly. I know, sacrilegious. I took a blade to my melly. A medium was just too short and the large was just way too baggy, which made it drafty and placed the kangaroo pouch too low to comfortably support my hands. Just have your tailor make the cut along the existing seam. Where is it? There you go. You won't even notice the alteration, aesthetically speaking. But the improvement in performance with this piece of gear was dramatic. A well-fitting fleece performs so much better. I was shocked how much of a difference this made. It was so much warmer. And again, it supported my hands. This also applies to your equipment. I've removed water reservoir pockets and other loops and straps I'll never use from packs. I've also reinforced stitching in certain spots. I'm convinced that a lot of gear criticism we all have or our need to move on from already owned gear is just a matter of fit. And for you gram weenies, this also adds up to some saved weight. Not that that was my end goal, I promise. For instance, my melly lost about a half an ounce, as did my already light joggers and pack. That all adds up to a few ounces. Well, that's all the time I need. I hope I gave you something to think about. Subscribe to my channel by clicking the Bungzy logo, and I'll catch you on my next ultralight review on ultralight backpacking. See ya.